Hey guys, it's Amelia. Welcome to my channel. I decided to start a YouTube to kind of show my everyday life as a medical assistant living in Columbia, South Carolina, waiting to start PA school in January. So I'm originally from Maryland, and then I went to Clemson where I got my biology degree and where I also met my husband and where I also did ROTC. So now I'm graduated, I'm commissioned into the National Guard, and me and my husband got married in June. So I recently found out that I'm going to PA school at the University of South Carolina, which was very exciting. And so for this channel, I really just wanted to take you guys through the everyday life. And I thought I would start out with kind of like an intro video and what kind of a week in my life as a medical assistant. So I won't be able to, show too much in the office, but I'll be able to kind of talk about it. Well, I started in late July and I am certified, which I can talk about another time too, but I'm working in an OBGYN office. It's a private practice with one physician, and I like it a lot. I've been learning a lot and seeing so much, and I'm really glad I did this job to prepare me for those clinical skills that you need going into PA school. So right now I'm in a drive-through, but it is taking a long time, so I might have to go somewhere else, like Starbucks, because this is Clutch Coffee. It's not moving very fast, and I'm gonna be late. So I just want to talk to you guys before I started work. When I get to work, I'm gonna have to open, set everything up. This week I'm helping in the lab, so just bringing patients back and working them up and putting them in their rooms. So I'm gonna have to set up for that, everything, look at the schedule, set up for any procedures or injections, things like that. Other than that, I'll just be bringing patients back, working them up like I said, and I think I'll talk to you guys again after. Now I'll probably show you a few clips of me getting ready and stuff like that, but I'll tell you guys more about how work went afterwards. My husband and I love shopping at Aldi because it really saves a lot of money, and that's kind of what we're trying to prioritize right now, with him being in law school and me about to start grad school soon. So it's just kind of the best, but they have good food and a lot of prepared things, and so I can maybe do a video of my favorites from Aldi, but honestly, these are most of what we buy every week. Some things to bring to work, some things to make for easy meals. But overall, we really like Aldi, and I highly recommend. So in the mornings, I love to have slow mornings where I just wake up and have time to read my Bible. Right now I'm going through 1st and 2nd Timothy and Titus, hang out with the cats, make coffee, things like that, just get ready for the day. I love having that time in the morning. So here I am getting ready. I also like to have a lot of time to just take my time and do my routine. I use a lot of e.l.f. products, which I'm not sure if you can see the products I'm using, but I use eyeliner, eyebrow gel, a CeraVe tinted moisturizer, but that's e.l.f. blush, e.l.f. mascara, things like that. And then I like to keep my hair up and out of my face for the workday, so usually I do a nice claw clip or just up in a ponytail or a bun. And then I pack my lunch. That's one of the Aldi frozen meals. Really good. They have a lot of different kinds, more than just that quinoa bowl. They're like $4, which is great. And I meal prep breakfast sandwiches too. Hi everyone, just walking out of work now. I'm gonna get in my car and give you guys a little rundown on how the day went. I put all of my things down, my lunch box, work bag, everything. Got out of work, it's 4:41 and I went in at 8. So normally office is open from 8 to 5 or 8:30 to 5. but just depends on when patients get done and when the doctor gets done seeing them and stuff like that. So I've gotten out as early as lunchtime or 3, but on long days it'll be around 4:35, which I don't mind the variation. Just it's nice to see what each day brings you. So I just wanted to give a little bit more detail of what I do every day because I was a little rushed this morning. I was not able to get Clutch coffee. I was sitting in the line talking to you guys. I think one car got through the drive-through. So anyways, I decided to drive to the hospital, hopefully get there in time, and I did. I got a pumpkin spice latte, which I'll show the video of the breezeway that I walked to get to the coffee shop, and my pumpkin spice latte. So make sure you follow me on Instagram at Scrapbook of Amelia. I think I'll be posting some stuff on my stories and posts and maybe some reels about a day in my life and PA school stuff. So, but more into my job responsibilities every day as medical assistant. So for example, today I was in the lab, like I said, bringing patients back, working them up and putting them in rooms. So I started out the day looking, printed out the schedule. I highlighted it, all the different color-coded things that I do, and wrote notes to myself of how I need to set everything up. And then once the first patient comes, I pull them back, I get their paper ready, and I get their weight, blood pressure, pulse, ask them things like their last menstrual period or any big things happening. Then I get a urine sample from them and test their urine with little strips that we have and read that urine, which gives the doctor insight into how they're doing through that test. And by then I've roomed them when they're done using the bathroom, and I put the information, their vitals and the urine test results into the computer. So we just use an EHR. I don't actually remember the brand of it right now, but it's pretty simple. It took a little bit to learn, but it's pretty interesting. And so once I put that in there, I put their piece of paper on the door so the doctor can have a piece of paper that has everything about them just in his hand, but he also uses each computer in the room. And so from there, I just keep seeing patients as they come in and pushing them back like that. But all throughout that, I'm making sure everything's restocked in the lab, like the urine sample cups, making sure the machines stay on, things like that. I also take messages that come in from the phone, patients wondering about test results or specific prescription refills. So that's being in the lab. It's pretty cool. It's busy, and you do get to talk to patients a lot. But the other half of being a medical assistant at this office is being a chaperone for the doctor, because he's a male and so he wants a female medical assistant in there with him just for legal safety purposes, I guess, but also just to help him out with procedures and exams and taking notes and stuff like that. So if you're in there with him, it really just depends on what the patient is. You'll help him and him the things for the pap smear or the STD check, things like that. And if there's a procedure, like I saw, I think a vulvar cystectomy. So it was a little cyst in the vulva that was not surgically removed, but it was a procedure, and we had a tray with everything being sterile. And so that was interesting to see, and the lady took it like a champ, but also interesting to help with. And just being able to go to my job and seeing really interesting medical things. And then also I get to see a lot of moms and babies, which I really like. So that's more in my job responsibilities, but I've been working for maybe 5 or 6 weeks now, and I really like it a lot. I'm learning a lot, and this has been the first week that I've been in the lab by myself. I usually have another medical assistant with me, but we just had someone go back part-time, so I've been doing that. So it was a little bit more tough doing it just by myself, being new, but there's still people around to help, and it was also good to figure out things for myself. So I enjoyed work today. I had a walk in the middle during my lunch break, which was nice. I have an hour lunch break, so I walk around the area that the office is in, and I also get to eat my lunch, which is like a frozen Aldi meal. And so maybe sometime I'll do a video on my favorite easy lunches and Aldi shopping hauls and things like that. So I'll keep trying to make some videos in the morning and the afternoon this week, give you any updated things that happen at work. But that's the general gist of what I do, and I'll see you guys next time. So that night after work, I made some dinner for me and my husband. We had gnocchi with chicken sausage. So we like just these simple dinners with tomato sauce. So there's Be hanging out with June. She's pretty sweet. But after dinner, we usually go on a walk around the neighborhood that we live near. It's really nice, and weather's got a lot nicer now that it's September. And this is my husband almost losing his pet rock that he likes to kick around in the drain, but he saved it. He's so lucky.
Oh.
And then I made some cookies with sourdough starter actually, and they were pretty good. And then I ended the night reading in bed. Good morning, everyone. It's Wednesday. I just finished up at the gym. I did some legs and some walking this morning. I usually try to go 3 times a week before work, kind of depending on my schedule, and then just walk or do at-home videos on the other days. But getting up and going, and traffic's better if I go to the gym at 6:30 versus driving here at 7:30. So I use a shower at the gym and get changed. So that's what I just did. And then I drive less than 5 minutes to get to the office that I work at. So it's not bad at all. Today is another day in the lab. I'm gonna be doing the same things, bringing patients in, working them up, putting them in rooms. But the only thing different about today is that this is more of an OB focused day. So yesterday was actually more gynecology focused. I forgot to say that. And we see OB patients, and especially yesterday because we were out the whole week before that. But today is definitely going to be more OB specific. So a lot of moms who are just coming in for their however many week appointment they need to come. So before 20 weeks or 30 weeks, they come in every 4 weeks, and then after 30 weeks it's every 2 weeks, and then after 35 it's every week. But if they have something else going on, then they have to come in more, or come in for their glucose test or an ultrasound. So it's all of those things, and I do think there are still some gynecology patients for whatever's going on, but that's just how the doctor likes to organize it, and it kind of helps differentiate each day. But I'm excited to see hopefully some moms and babies, especially ones you start to see the same patients over and over again, especially when they start coming every 2 weeks, every week. So some of them are super sweet, and well, all of them are sweet, but some of them are really sweet. So I'm excited for that. And this morning I made coffee in my Yeti to drink, and it stays cold. There's literally ice in it for the whole day, and it sits in my car while I go to the gym, and it's fine. And then I also packed overnight oats to eat while I'm sitting. I might have a few minutes to sit in the car. If not, once I'm in the office, I'll eat it. And I packed a lunch of some leftovers from last night. I made gnocchi with chicken sausage and tomato sauce and spinach last night. It was really good, so I have those leftovers with some yogurt. So that's the plan, and I'll see if I can insert some clips or not from today. But I'm also filming a day in my life for a reel, so you can go to my Instagram, Scrapbook of Amelia, to see that reel of more specific things from my day, especially at the gym, and whatever I do after, we'll see what I do. So yep, go follow that, and I will talk to you guys later. Hi guys, so I'm home from work right now, sitting on my porch with Steve, just relaxing. It was a pretty long day. So like I said earlier, today was an OB day, and we saw around 35 patients, I think, in the morning. There was 25 scheduled, and I think we saw 23. Usually maybe 75% of the patients actually show up, so that's a lot. And luckily I had someone else to help me in the lab today, but still very busy, and like papers piling up. And then in the afternoon, I think it was 10, 11 or something, so around 35 for the whole day. But I saw 2 postpartum moms with their little babies they brought, which always makes the day a little better. And then the other thing that I think was a little new today was that since that part-time person wasn't here, she left for the afternoon, I had a little bit more responsibility for the paperwork that we're supposed to scan. So if a pharmacy faxes us something, if a breast pump company faxes us things, we have to fill it out how it's supposed to be and get the doctor's signature and then send it off. So just going through that paperwork, deciphering it, and also putting orders in and things like that. They cut up, keeping the lab clean. Just in the afternoon when it was only me again, it got pretty busy, but it is kind of nice to have something that I have to do and keeping me a little bit more occupied. Made the day go a little bit faster, and just having something to do and almost challenges to overcome, I guess, make it a little bit more exciting. So that was good. Just long overall, and I stayed until like 5:30, I think, maybe, just doing those extra projects even after the patients left. But that's okay. Just working all day is tough. But I came home. I've been editing this YouTube video, but my husband and I went on a little walk. We like to go on a walk around our neighborhood area, and then I'm gonna cook some stir fry tonight, I think, and then keep editing and relaxing, and then one more day of work tomorrow. We have off Friday. So I'll talk to you guys some point tomorrow, or you'll see some clips from tonight, or however it goes. But yep, see ya. Good morning, everyone. So it's Thursday morning. This is my last day of the work week because we had Labor Day off Monday, and then we also have tomorrow off. I think the doctor has a surgery or maybe C-section or something, but this morning I decided to go get Clutch Coffee because I have this reward that I really wanted to use. And so since last time, Tuesday, I think, yeah, wait was so long, I left like super early to be able to get there in time and wait. And then I got there and there was no cars in line, and like I literally just pulled up to the window. And so I mean, I'm not complaining. I got my coffee for $3. I think it's pumpkin, and I get a latte with the pumpkin. And then usually when I get a latte, I ask them for one less pump than whatever they do in the size. I just kind of don't like it as sweet, so that's what I asked for. It's very good. I'm surprised by Clutch Coffee. I thought it was gonna be like not good, but I just decided to try it, and it's really good, and they have really good rewards if you sign up with your phone number, so I recommend. But anyways, because I got there so early, I've been sitting here in the parking garage since like 7:30, and it's 50 now. I have a few minutes, so I thought I would video for this morning, but I did talk to my mom on the phone for a long time, which was nice to catch up with her. That's what I've been doing. I did think of more things to tell you guys. I videoed last night. Can't remember entirely what I've said about my job responsibilities, but some things that I think I forgot to say was that as patients leave the room too, I have to go clean up the room. Once I figure out what the next patient is, if there needs to be another patient that goes in, I have to set up the room for that. So if they have to get undressed from the waist down, I placed more paper on it to protect them and the table. And then if they have to do any certain types of testing, the test, whatever it is, the pap smear, those things like that, have to have that set up before I pull the patient back. Like while they're in the restroom, I can maybe go set up really quick, but it's better to have it all done before. And so as they leave the room, I make sure it's cleaned up so I can keep things moving. So a lot of it is figuring out the rhythm, staying on track, like knowing which rooms are open, what you have to do. So I get a lot of steps going back and forth between all the rooms. And then other things at the end of the day, as patients leave and there's not any more patients to put back, I'll start to like close down the rooms. So cleaning them, but not really putting more paper down because we'll just do that in the morning. Take pillow off, leaving it, disinfecting still. Turn off the speculum warmer, like the drawer that keeps the speculums warm, so they're not as shocking when the doctor uses them. Turn off the computers, turn off the TVs, ultrasound machines, and then also the speculums, as he uses them, he places them in the almost like a step stool trash can with disinfectant in it, but that's where he places them. And then we take them and put them back in lab, and we wash them with soap and water and a scrub, and then put them in the autoclave to really sterilize them. So we do everything, you know, with gloves. And so that's what I do as the rooms finish up too, and that can take a while. And then we keep the urine in the cups from like the whole morning, and then if the doctor wants to culture any of the urines just like for further testing, then we have to do something else with them. That's why we save them, because we might not know until the end of the morning. And then if there's no cultures, or once we do the culture, then we dump all the urines out and throw everything away. So we do that at the end of the morning and at the end of the evening. And then with the paperwork like I was talking about yesterday, because that can really pile up. And I also in the afternoons try to go ahead and print the schedule and mark up everything, especially for today. I had to do everything yesterday. I had to write down the gestational ages, due dates, like that, because that's what we write on the paper too. So researching in their chart, just putting down any notes, like any things I might need to set out, just little notes to myself, so I don't have to go research in their chart as they come in, but I do it all at once. And then knowing like template to put in the computer, how to chart everything, knowing everything ahead of time is, so it's kind of just doing a research on your patients a little bit before they come. So those were just extra things that I was thinking about saying. Sorry if this vlog is a little disorganized. We're gonna see how it all comes together, and I'm excited to put it together for you guys. I'll see what other clips I can put in for today. It's my last day of the week, and then I'll probably close it out tonight, but I'll see you guys after work. Hey guys, it's after work now, and I actually just drove to the gym. I'm gonna do an evening workout tonight. I just switch up my routine. If I know I'm gonna be super tired in the morning, if I have time, I'll do it in the evening, because today was the last day of work, so I didn't mind doing an evening workout because I know I can sleep in a little tomorrow. I don't really know what I'm gonna do yet. Probably something quick like chest, just a few exercises, and then walk, because I don't want to be at the gym too long. I want to get home. But today was another pretty busy day. Not as busy as yesterday. Maybe in between, maybe like 25 total patients, between 25 and 30. But it was an OB. No, sorry. It was a gynecology day today. But there were also still OB patients scheduled, and so they used the ultrasound room for them, which throws off, because usually if there's no actual ultrasounds, we can use the ultrasound room as just normal exam room. But if there are people that need actual ultrasounds, we have to reserve the room for them. So that slowed everything down, and I think the doctor was taking his time too with patients, which I think is good, but sometimes it just depends on the day, and so that added another factor. But today I did a lot of taking messages of patients and figuring things out, how to explain things back to them, knowing what I can answer versus what has to come straight from the doctor, or how general I have to be, because I can't give medical advice or really even results over the phone unless the doctor tells me to, I guess, or I don't actually know. But I just err on the side of caution of not saying more than I need to. So figuring out that balance while you're on the phone with them, and the patient always has a lot more questions than you can really answer, and then catching the doctor to ask them the questions. Anyways, just something to balance and figure out. And so I got a little sidetracked with that, and then couldn't really clean all the rooms in time, so that was just kind of what made the afternoon a little bit rough. But I got out. I left like 4:45, but that's because I was talking to our office manager and finishing up paperwork more than I really needed to. But overall, it was a good week. I hope you guys enjoyed this vlog. I'll play some clips from the rest of the night now so you can see what I did. Other than that, that was my week. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Like I said, let me know what more you want to see, what questions you have, what you want me to talk about, things like that. And maybe give the video a like or subscribe if you want. And don't forget to look at my Instagram too, Scrapbook of Amelia. Have a good weekend, guys. See you next time.